Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto YAHAWAH WA YAHAWASHI PT2. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bayashat the house of David. I'm Ayah Shatad with Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back, you are the true children of Israel that the Bible speaks of. Salvation belongeth unto you and you alone. All right, first and foremost, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, all right, which is the 144,000 elect men, then the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the testimony. All right, have another video for you today. All right, this is going to be a continuation of the video that I did yesterday. All right, Glorias, and it was Glorias his ministry. Glory is his ministry of YAHAWAH WA YAHAWASHI. All right, and this is a once again just a continuation through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, but without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this lesson. Okay, I'm actually going to start here. I'm going to start here in the book of Habakkuk. It's going to be the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3, and it reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has the vision, all right, for an appointed time, the vision of our salvation, the vision of his people coming back to in humility and coming back into the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right, as well as the end of the system going down. You see, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is not a respecter of persons, nor is he a man that he should lie. All right? He will make sure that his word will carry out the very command that he has sanctioned it to, and that word being Yahweh Shai. All right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back, you have a better promise. You were made to be above all nations. You were made to have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So the vision that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has for us is to be righteous unto him, all right, and be an example unto all these other nations, how to be righteous, what way to live, right, to live in perfection to the best of their ability. Even that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai would make Israel perfect, all right, as he has said, "Be ye perfect as I am perfect." All right, this is not a striving for perfection, all right, in that day and that time. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai says, I'm gonna read it from the top again. Salakia. Book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 2, and it reads, "And Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." All right. For verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai say, hey, though it tarry, wait for it. This vision that he has for his nation is to be that in abundance and in righteousness. This vision for taking this queendom down, taking this queendom down that Esau Edom rules, all right, is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's vision for his people, his nation, all right, that we learned through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai what it was, all right, to disobey and to be without Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, so we would have a respect unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai's grace and his mercy, his love, his fear, and his kindness. All right. These were all the ways that we had to learn to accept being tried as gold in the fire, going through the furnace of affliction, to find and to be found acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. So that we would have respect and know that perfection did not come by just Yahweh Shem Yahushai giving it to us. All right. Because that's what he did in times past, but that in a way we had to recognize and earn it. All right. Being tried as gold in the fire. All right. Being the impurities being burnt out. Understanding, hey, once upon a time we lived that way, but this is the way we are supposed to live. This is how we live in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is how we please Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not of ourselves. Okay? This is not us. It is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? It's going to go here to the book of 2 Timothy. And this is going to be 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2. And it reads, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetousness, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truth breakers, false accusers, incontent fears, Salaki, my eyes are messing with me. Despisers of those that are good." All right, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai is saying that in these days, in these times, this is what is going to happen with the nation of Israel. All right, Israel is becoming a backsliding, a adulterous people, not taking the heed of the message of the testimony of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But yet this is our ministry. This is the testimony that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has given unto the nation of Israel. It is our nation. All right. It is in our nation. This is our heritage. All right. Is the heritage of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to be in truth, to walk in truth. All right. And to call first and foremost, to call out your brother or call out your sister. All right. For any atrocities, any abominations, living after the way of the heathen. All right. And this is what Yahweh Shem Yahushai has his men doing again. All right. Because now is in the day, we're in that day and we're in that time that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is beginning to visit his people, beginning to visit that which he has made. All right. As I will pull up here in a second. Okay. Continuing on in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 4. And it reads, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the power Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? People love themselves. They love the world more than him who made the world. All right? And not only him who made the world, but who made the world of Israel. To what? To receive all things. Okay? To have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the elements, to understand what it is to exist, to understand what it is to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? And then to be a partaker of the majesty and the glory of what life is to bring. All right? The essence of life is what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians are connected to. You are connected to the very source that sparked creation, that sparked breath. All right? That breath of life being Yahawashi. All right? Breathed in by Yahweh. All right? Being that we are the descendants of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We are what he sees. We are what he envisioned. All right? For to be a righteous seed. Okay? Knowing both sides. Understanding that balance is there But here is the weight to the balance. That Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Yahweh has made us many most highs. All right? Does not the scripture says ye are gods? All right, roughly paraphrasing scripture. And being gods is to be the judges, to be the powers under Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That we have a specific way to walk and to be a particular and peculiar treasure unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not to do it our own way, but to do it the way that we are commanded by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai alone. Verse 5, and it reads, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. And this is continuously what our people doing today. 2/3 of the nation of Israel continuously denying the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, denying that we could be those people, denying the prophets from the highways and byways preaching the 100% doctrine coming out of GMS. All right? Denying the brothers who labor in the truth, with truth, in the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? So this is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai giving them a last attempt. All right? This is the last attempt that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is showing them mercy. For judgment is on the horizon. Okay? If you don't take heed to this word, this gospel, this good news, all right, that is being given, hey, you will have to suffer the consequences. Continuing on, finish that out. It says, from such turn away, right? And they continuously turn away. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back, you continuously turn away, scoff, and mock the ministry of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, whether it be in secret or whether it be in secret or whether it be in public. All right, you still mock the ministry of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, talking about brothers, talking about sisters, talking about those who are calling out certain things. All right, calling out the way that you should be living, giving you accountability. All right, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai demands that we be accountable. All right. First and foremost, we are accountable for ourselves and then the rest of our nation. All right. We are to tell a brother when he is doing wrong. We are to tell a sister when she's doing wrong. All right. It is to be brought to our attention. And we are to keep our nation in real checks and balances. All right. Not this worldly checks and balances of the current system that is here today, but the checks and balances of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. For our nation. And after the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds, get right. And we know that's only going to happen through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, by the hand of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. 100%. That's when we will truly get right. All right. But we are to practice and rehearse the righteous acts. Okay. Because those things that we once did, we cannot continue to do. All right. It's going to be here in the book of 2nd Esdras. It's going to be 2nd Esdras chapter, Salakia. It's going to be 2nd Esdras chapter 9 and verse 1. And it reads, be not jealous over the, Salakia, that is the wrong. All right, this is 2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 9 and verse 1, and it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Right? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, measure the time diligently. All right. How long have you been dealing with it's coming, the end is coming? How many movies have you seen where it says the end is near? How long have they been putting that in cinema? How long have your parents, grandparents, been saying, hey, The end is near. All right. Just a little bit more time. Eventually, we're going to get to that point. Okay. All right. Salakia, brother Darash just came in.
So, Shalom, YAHAWAH WA.
All right. So he's going to jump in on the video actually through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH. So we're going to take it from the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1 again.
And it says here, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 1, and it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Verse 2, Then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right. So YAHAWAH is coming to visit the world that he made. So understanding that we have a responsibility. We have to make sure that we are accountable. All right. As YAHAWAH demands that we are accountable. See, this is a part of the fear, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you must receive. This is what the ministry of YAHAWAH provides. Not only to the prophets, men who are out there teaching on the highways and byways, all right, but those who listen, who are taking heed to the message, all right, this is what's needed.
I got a precept.
Yep.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6.
That's what I had next. Hey, that's the spirit. Hello, YAHAWAH.
And it says, Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Right. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city? All right. And not be afraid? If you hear a sound out of nowhere, as they were, as you've seen these last couple of years, people are like, what is that noise? What is that noise coming from the skies, wherever it was? And all these people freaked out and did videos on it. All right. Whether it be of any man-made technology or whether it be from the heavens. How people fear when they hear something when it's unexpected. But this is YAHAWAH said, should you not be afraid? Read that again from the beginning.
Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and Yahweh hath not done it?
Right. Should there not be anything done? Should there not be a consequence for your actions, the actions that have been taken? All right. And when those actions were taken, when those actions that we did against YAHAWAH, should there not be a righteous recompense for it? All right. Here it is. We have a standard. We have a code of conduct. We have a heritage that we are to strictly live by. And YAHAWAH told us when we entered into that covenant. It's not going to the left or to the right. It's staying on the straight and narrow. Remember, YAHAWAH says, be ye holy as I am holy. All right. So this demands us to be direct and walk in one way, one path, and see it through to the end. And being that we didn't as a nation, all right, and now as individuals in our nation, we are yet being judged for all the things. So how much more should we cling unto the ministry, unto the doctrine? Read it through 7, please.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7, it says, Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets.
Right. So YAHAWAH said, I will do nothing but reveal it to my servants the prophets so that you may understand. I will give you pastors after my own heart. All right. But a lot of you feel like, go to Ecclesiastes 23 and 19. A lot of you feel like this.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 19?
23. I'm sorry, Ecclesiasticus. I apologize.
No, you're good. Okay, I got you. Ecclesiasticus chapter 23. What was the verse?
19.
19. And it says, Ecclesiastes 23 and 19 says, Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts.
Right. This is the problem with 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You don't fear YAHAWAH. You don't fear that, and you don't understand that YAHAWAH has already spoken, has already said, hey, you will be judged for the atrocities that you commit. You will have a standard to live by. All right? And then go back to Amos and read Amos for me again. And 6 through 7. This is what's happening. This is the good news. This is the gospel. But this is the consequence from not listening to the good news and the gospel of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. He gives you, before he did it, he gave you prophets to listen, to pay attention.
This is Amos chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh hath not done it? Verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets.
So he gave you those who are able to discern what he is telling you to do, to receive that protection. All right? To keep that which is holy. To keep your heritage close. Okay? It's going to be here in the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 10, and it reads, and the disciple came and said unto him, right? And what are prophets? What are apostles? All right? They're disciples of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, preaching and teaching the words. All right? Let me read it again from the beginning. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 10. And the disciple came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? All right? Continuing on. Verse 11, and it reads, and this is Yahawashi speaking in red. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but them it is not given. Right? So he gave his mysteries, his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. All right? So that he would teach. He would teach them so that they could teach you. Us being the men of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, Adawana Ratazah, we are found worthy, faithful, and true.
I have a precept here. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 1, verse 32. And it says, I sent unto you my servants the prophets, whom ye have taken and slain, and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood will I require of your hands, saith the Most High.
Right. But the point of the point that the brother was pulling out. All right, read the first part.
It says, I sent unto you my servants the prophets.
My servants the prophets. All right, my servants the prophets. That's what Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi was getting to you. That is his servants the prophets that he has for you here to receive. To receive the message, to receive the warning of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. Now, when you deny the way of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, you are denying the very thing that made you be who you are and what you need to be and what you need for salvation. Matthew 13 and 11, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. All right? But yet, what did Yahawashi do as you read through the book of Matthew? Did he not send his prophets out to all the cities to teach, to preach, and to proclaim? What did John the Baptist say? For the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right? Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi requires his men to be out and to give sound doctrine, to give warning before the coming of Yahawashi through the will of Yahweh. Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi Brakatah. If you got anything, go ahead and get on. All right? Brother Colum just showed up as we're running camp today.
I had another piece.
Yep, you got it.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 9. It says, well is him that hath found prudence. And prudence is another word for wisdom. And he that speaketh in the ears of them that will hear. Verse 10, oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Most High.
Right. So wisdom there was given the prudence. All right. The prudence, the wisdom, and the knowledge was given to who? First and foremost to his servants, the prophets. But what are the prophets out there to do? To preach and teach on the highways and byways, to provide unto you, and bid you unto the marriage. Bid you unto wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the fear of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. The beginning of fear is the knowledge and the wisdom of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. Understanding that there's a consequence for shit that we did in the past and for things that we do today. Understanding that we are the children of this book. We are the nation of this book. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. That you are not judged like other nations. Just like Esau, Edom in this time is not judged like other men. We have a different requirement. We are not of this world. We are the world of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. All right? As he is the world in the universe and everything to us as he should be. And when you don't follow after that way, you men of Israel, making your bodies a living sacrifice, believing upon the testimony that is first and foremost given unto us, the men of the nation of Israel. When you do not follow Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, everything goes wrong. Everything. Having a woman lead you, you went off. You went wrong. Following after your own way, you went off. You did wrong. Not staying in order. All right? In order. Whether it be and receiving rebuke and correction. Whether it be a brother above you or whether it be a brother below you. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Let your yea be yea and let your nay be nay, and let Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi's truth be in all things. Let every man be a liar. It is a sure doctrine. It is clear and plain upon tables that we have a way, and there is a way to live, and it is in Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, and no other. All right? You got a pre?
I don't know. I had Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Yep.
But it was just something that you said, of fearing Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, starting with that, and we having a duty, at what we're doing, definitely, staying on the right track with Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It says, "Let us hear the counsel of the whole matter, fear Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of men." All right. So, it was just something that you said that sparked that, the starting with the beginning of fear, that wisdom, and keeping the commandments the best way we can. That's our duties, being about, our Father's business,
Nope. You got to pray.
Yeah, this is Matthew 12 and 36. Like you were saying before about let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. Okay, stand on your word. Be a man of your word. Be a man about what you say. And this is Matthew 12 and 36 says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." Okay, so whenever you say something, you stand on business, you make a promise or a guarantee, you better stand on it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't renege on it. Don't turn on it, because you made that vow, so you have to keep it.
All right. And you do that to the best of your ability. You do it to the best of your ability full-heartedly. All right. But first and foremost, is this ministry, is the heritage. You see, we entered this covenant way back when. A times past, many lives ago. We already made the oath. Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi purchased us with Yahawashi's blood. He sprinkled it on the book and the people. And he said, those that are here, those that stand here today, and those that are not. All right, roughly paraphrasing scripture. To all generations, to all seeds of Israel. This is why we are held and bound by it, because it belongs to us. It is in the very fabric, in the very makeup that is in what Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashi has given us. It is embedded more than DNA. It is our soul. All right? It's going to be here in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 27, and it reads, "What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops." Yahweh Shem Yahushua said, when I gave you the wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding, it's not only yours to keep, but it is for yours to teach. Bring my people back unto me. Do the work it is that I require of you to do, if you be a servant of mine.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a man of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and you are a prophet, you have to go out to the highways and byways. If this word is a burning fire and it just burns you up inside when people do something against the doctrine, say something against the doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and I stir up your pure mind to go out to the highways and byways and put it in you, you have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
Preach it from the top, the housetops, meaning a high point and a high level. Get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Seek in the scriptures. All right? Find out the mystery. Go into the history. Reveal to the people what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has revealed unto you to the best of your ability. You see, some brothers, as the apostles, have a higher understanding. As some brothers have higher understanding than other brothers. What you know is what you teach. But what you teach, it better be correct. It has to remain in the ministry of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It has to reveal from what's in darkness unto light that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has given you to teach. That wisdom, knowledge, and understanding which you're allotted, the portion that you understand, that is what you teach. All right? And you ask Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to provide unto you more, to speak it in a way to provide light, all right, to the listeners, to feed the sheep of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I'm going to read that again, and then you brothers can pour your precepts. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 27, and it reads, "What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon the housetops." And this is in red, so it is Yahawashi speaking. All right?
All right, this is Matthew chapter 12, and it's verse 30. And it says, "He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad." Okay, so again, it's plain and simple. There's no in between. It's either you're with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai or you're against him, because enmity, a friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. So you can't have both. Roughly paraphrasing, you can only serve. You can't serve two masters. You either hate the one or love the other.
All right.
And as far as like, he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. So if you're not gathering, if you're not bringing forth, the good fruits are the people, the sincere believers, the sheep. If you're not gathering with the Lord, you scatter out abroad. You're going off. You're not in that right mindset.
Right. Even if you're not just obtaining to the word, trying to live by the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Mm-hmm. All right. You're dividing. If you're calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and smoking a blunt, well, you're dividing. If you're calling on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and then going to a lobster crab dinner, you're dividing. Mm-hmm. You're making Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's word to no effect. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? You're supposed to be that example. Now somebody heard you call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, sees you lighten up. Here's you talking about doctrine. Here's you talk about history and what you've heard of the mysteries of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but you're at a crab boil. And then you say, oh yeah, sitting there talking about the Most High.
Knowing you can't be eating instead.
Knowing you can't be eating it.
And you're just making yourself look like a hypocrite at that
Right.
point.
A fool.
You're dividing. All right? You're dividing. You're taking... That person's not sincere. That brother's not true. That woman's not true. All right? Call YAHAWAH WA 1044. All right? So, hey, you're making his ministry of falsehood.
Yeah, trying to bring blame to the ministry.
Right.
And when the ministry is 100% blameless, you know, there's no fault in the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Nothing. You know, but was that being like lukewarm type vibes?
Right.
You being you like half in, half out. You use what you feel that works for you. I can't see type shit vibrations.
Right. I move how I move.
Yeah.
And not the way that Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants you to move.
And I got a precept to back it up. This is James chapter 1, verse 26. If any man among you seem to be religious, and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain.
Right. It's all vanity. It's all falsehood. It's all BS.
Basically, he's saying that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is telling all you that's not coming in the word of the prophecy of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all your shit is trash, pretty much.
Right. You're a liar.
Yeah.
All right. And you will continue to do things that liars do, which is what? Deceit. All right. Mislead, misguide.
You know what? That $1,200 check wasn't enough. We
Right.
told you 2,000.
Right.
Fucking pool pimps and all that bullshit they're doing in those house homes, you know?
And this is verse 27. Pure religion and undefiled before the power and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. And unspotted, which means you can't be influenced by the ways of this world. That includes the doctrine, these philosophies, all this vain stuff.
Right.
You have to be, as you said, as the brother Ayashdab said earlier, be ye holy, for I am holy. And the word holy means to be separate. You can't be aligned with these people out here.
Right. Because it will leave you and lead you to your utter destruction. All right. We got one more. This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 16. And this is in red. So it's Yahawashi speaking. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit shall remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. All right? So Yahweh Shem Yahushai has his prophets out on the highways and byways, preaching and teaching, proclaiming his name, proclaiming his testimony, to bring forth fruit unto repentance. That you would, humble yourself and say, I don't know the way. I need to be taught. I need to be led. I need Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm not self-made. I'm not self-paid.
I ain't shit without you.
I'm nothing without Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm thirsty. All right? I'm thirsty. I need the water of life. I'm hungry. I need the bread of life. All right? Understanding that you are defeated without Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The only way to get the nourishment you need is in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. These other nations don't have an opportunity. They will not receive a water and bread. All right? Ever. Not the bread that we eat. Not the water that we drink. They don't have that opportunity. It's not given unto them. But what they can do is they can receive the nutrients after 1,000 years of hardcore, rigorous bondage. And in the midst of that bondage, start receiving some nutrients and understanding to the best of their ability of learning their lot. But this bread and this water, this is for the nation of Israel. This meal belongeth unto the nation of Israel. through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And all praises and all glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for choosing us. And Adawan Arat is that, hey, we be those men, all right, of that 144,000 elect. All right, the prophets of old come back today to preach and teach and proclaim the name in the ministry of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, but Lord willing, hey, this was an edifying, uplifting lesson. The Water Brothers for coming in as we're getting ready for camp here. All right, but we want to give all honor and glory and praise unto YAHAWAH WA YAHAWASHI PT2 Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, and to the Bayat Dabadat, the house of David. To the next time, it's men of valor saying Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abal Babal, Shalom.